Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Let's Play Jett with me, Lou, on Aussie Star 93. I did do another intro at the start of the video, of the very first bit of recording, but I decided to skip all the cutscenes. And this is just me starting off playing the character, so enjoy. Government experiment? What government? Selfish, selfish, selfish. Come on, can we just get over this now? Oh yeah. Hmm. Who really throws snail shells anymore? Okay, let's just go over here. Money. Ring. Ring. Gun. Face equipped. Okay, let's see. View. I think I had legends. Okay, something's clearly not agreeing with my computer at the moment. It keeps DCing. Okay. That other ring didn't make it on here. Okay. Core fragment. Yeah. Okay, let's just change some stuff around. Let's put you there. Oops. Okay, yeah, so I restarted my computer. And yeah, that's good. Hopefully everything is fine. What the fuck am I getting 25 from? Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Now I have Elven Blessing and Pirate Blessing. Just let's see. Skills. Max speed, tornado, double shot. Wait, is it using bullets? It's not. What the f... That's just not fair. How can it not use any bullets? What else? What else? What else? Okay, there's these. Okay. Aha. Root squad, thank you. Alright, so now we can actually begin doing stuff. At least I think what we can do. I guess we'll just go start training. People have been asking me, am I going to play this character like as a main or anything like that? I don't think I will. Like, unless I really want to see what the... Okay, so after reinstall, patching on another computer and setting up my hard drive once again, my external hard drive to record, I can play. And so, let's see, this, it seems alright. Yeah, I'm not really gonna make any big calls on it, until I get, third job, fourth job. But yeah, it seems okay. I'm definitely not gonna do a rush to 200 or anything like that. That's just not what I'm interested in anymore. Like, if I were to play this, I'd probably take my time with it. But I got a feeling that if this class is really good and really strong, it might get bandwagoned. Like everyone who was playing Corsair or who was waiting for a Corsair revamp might just go over to this instead. And Maple is really laggy at the moment. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll see how this all plays out, and I might go somewhere stronger, just so I can get some more EXP. These will do. But yeah, one of the main reasons why I'm not wanting to move over to this, away from my Corsair, is that I did a rough calculation of how much NX I'd have to spend to be satisfied to play the character to begin with, and this doesn't include, the 4K NX each karma to move my Empress gear over. It is on the same account, so that's okay. But so for locked stuff, it's alright, and it's got all the the Cannoneer and the Demon Slayer and the Mercedes buffs, as well as rings, legend rings and things like that. But in terms of well, what I included in it was things like a telerock, um, extra pendant slot, permanent and X gear. You know, the stuff that they're selling at the moment. A pet and things like that, and it came up to a total of about 130 KNX, and that's excluding like things like extra equipment room and things like that. But I guess that could come later, even if I did. But I just don't really think I can move away from low fat, to be honest. Yeah, it's a character that's really defined how like what I do on Maple, and yeah, it's I'm just too attached to it. I feel, and yeah, even though this thing has a revamped rapid fire, and my DPS would probably be higher on a character like this, I just don't see you know spending that much money just to get settled on. It just doesn't seem worth it. I could spend that 130 KNX on cubes. I am going to buy a permanent pendant slot on my Corsair, so I will be making a new pendant. Probably a HTP. I had a HTP, 9% dex, 15% strength before, but I sold that because I had my 21% dex one that I have currently. And yeah, so I wasn't interested in having to because I didn't see the point. But now, I wish I had kept it, but I can probably make something similar to it or better and wear both of them. So that's another item that I'll work on. And you see, I could either, spend time, working on this, making it to 200 and everything, or I could work on uh, making low fat better, because with this there probably will be even less Corsairs out there, so then they'll become even well rarer, if that's a word to put on it. More exclusive, because less people will want to play them because of this class. So yeah, that's just my way of looking at it. I'm trying to set up a brand in a way for that Corsair, to get it known and everything like that. And even though this thing might be fun to play, I just don't like the idea of the new cash up inventory. I don't have my pink bean, I don't have my shark. Everything that I've spent money on recently, I just lose, apart from all the stuff I'd cubed. So then, I'd basically be making a pretty big loss if I were to move, characters. And people keep telling me, oh, you should just make one. You should just make one. It's like, well, I'm happy to make one and make videos like I am now of me training it up and talking about it and what I think. But honestly, after 120, I just want to get it to 120 so I can have the SS buff if I ever wanted to use it. The card buffs that I am using at the moment, I'm using my Demon Slayer for more abnormal status resistance because it's level 200. So therefore I get a 4% increase in abnormal status avoidability. I'm using my Corsair's own buff, which is a 10% increase in summon duration. So like any skill summon you do, like like my Octopus or Maple Warrior or things like that. Like I've actually noticed, I was training my the White Knight that I'd been talking about that I was making for the buff, which I'm using as the third one. I was noticing a significant increase in the run rate, or the skill time of things like the charges and power guard and booster and things like that. So I think that's a really useful skill. While I would like to get my a second paladin to 200 would be pretty intense. There's some people in the guild trying to attempt that at the moment. Tristan, Josh, Andy, Trishy. Yeah, a lot of them are going for it, but I just I've done it once. It wasn't very pretty. That was back when it was easy to get 200 in a way. Stone tooths and all that stuff. That 3x EXP. And LHC wasn't as complicated as it is now. Like I was wanting to go get my character leeched, my White Knight, just to get it to 120 so I could start playing it. And you can't even teleport into LHC anymore. It's just Nexon are just, I don't know. It's like they're bringing down their foot on everything. So like, you can't bring in any character to leech it. You have to do the whole theme dungeon to be able to get into LHC. Taking away decent skills. I'm not really that. I was thinking about it today because like I got up this morning to upload a video and then head off to work, and then I saw that decent skills were taken away. Like I did have a good laugh seeing that Maple was only up for about 2 hours before it went down again to update, and that was basically the whole time that I slept because I was waiting up to maybe just make the character and see what it's like. And God, I hate it when people do this. And yeah, it's frustrating that they did that, but the one thing, I think I said it this morning when I joined the Skype call. The one thing I was pleased with, well, sort of, well, more comforting than pleasing, the fact that I didn't go through any like high stats before I got it. I didn't get something like 18% dex before I got speed infusion or anything like that, or advanced bless. I didn't go through anything high, so I didn't waste money. I was still making my equips to get them that high. That's why I didn't want to spend 300 mil like some people were doing right before the end, before the game went down, and then they found that they only had the decent skills for 2 hours before they lost it. So yeah, and I was thinking about it, and it comforted me even more, thinking that speed infusion, I think that was my last decent skill to get, and I was thinking, oh, that's just such a shame because that's going to hurt my DPS the most. And then I thought, well, it'll only hurt my DPS for a little while because it doesn't even do anything to rapid fire. Like when I tried it, rapid fire didn't increase in the amount of hits it was doing, and I just figured, well, that's a plus because then I wouldn't have even used it apart from using Nautilus ship and things like that, because Battleship Cannon was quicker with it, but only marginally quicker. If I do boss with Andy Moore, I'll have his speed infusion, so that's fine, unless he decides to make a different character. And things like Advanced Bless, the extra attack was nice, but I can easily replace that. The thing I will miss most, apart from haste, I guess I'll be able to move fast anyway, is something like HB, having the extra percentage, especially at things like Cygnus, Empress, and Czak and Horntail. It came in handy having that extra HP, but I'll work something out. I'm sure I'll work it out. It's not the end of the world that it's gone. I saw a lot of you guys saying on my video that I uploaded, the second noob video that Andy and I did, saying that you're all glad that it's gone and that it was a glitch and it should be removed, but it was a harmless glitch. Think about all the things that are wrong in Maple at the moment. The hackers that are CCing into every alien channel and killing everything, and then CCing again. While I think, yes, you're right in one way that it was a glitch and Nexon needed to get rid of it, but really it was a harmless glitch. Like, it wasn't making people super godly. It wasn't like it was a extremely enhanced hacked weapon that only the rich could buy, and it was making them super strong. It was just something that people wanted to get because it helped them, and it helped them in a small way. Having haste, having personal door, it was just a nice feature to have, and that's really all I think it was. Oh, that's handy. So while it's gone and it'll probably be back again, knowing Nexon, they'll bring PvP back out, or something will come out and someone will find a loophole and they'll be able to glitch it again, and then it'll always come back. Like, it came back, after I think when did the glitches first come out? I remember. I think it was I think at Big Bang they fixed it. Yeah, when Resistance came out, I believe that they fixed it the first time, but they didn't take it away. You know, there wasn't any like haste and HP and things like that anyway, so it was nothing big. But yeah, I just yeah, I'll miss some of it. It means I've only got two buffs now with Booster and Maple Warrior until the revamp, because then I might. I don't know. I haven't really even looked at the new Corsair skills apart from things like Rapid Fire, so I don't know what like passive buffs I'll get and what casting buffs I'll get. But hopefully there's something else, and it means that I only have to really concentrate on those two. Uh, Apart from well dice, but that's got a cooldown anyway. But I mean, when I get dispelled, I only have to worry about those two. I don't have to go through a full list of buffing. And the nice thing about decent skills was that they wouldn't get dispelled. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a game. But yeah, this character trains a lot like a pirate. Oh, duh, it's a pirate. But like a gunslinger. Hmm, that's annoying. Yeah, it'll probably be a bit easier to train than a gunslinger is. Well, you know how they're a bit of a pain to train altogether because they don't have until you get to third job you don't really have a good mobbing skill. You've got that scatter shot or whatever it is, but then you don't really have anything else that's worth using. But yeah, I'll try to get this thing to second job tonight. If I don't, I'm sorry. Maple's really laggy at the moment. My computer's DC'd about Maple's DC'd about 5 times now. I think I'm not sure if it's on my end or whatever else. It's probably just screwing up. But yeah, and if Nexon stopped being, if they were being more considerate and thinking about, the equips that people have, like, well, no, not the equips, the NX equips that people have, and how, some of them are extremely exclusive, like the cat hood that I've got on my Corsair that is movable around on all explorers. Yeah, Jett is classified as an explorer, but it's a special, inverted commas, um, explorer. So, therefore, it has its own cash shop and everything. I wish they um, came out with some sort of thing where you could, like, if you paid a certain amount, you could move it across or something like that. Because just having to get so many different what the hell leveled up? Oh, I thought it was that. Yeah, having to, like, if I were to do this and move everything over, buying another permanent Hypertalia Rock, because I really can't last with that one now that I've had one for so long. Um, it just seems like a waste. $30 just for that, just because it's a new character. It's yeah, I don't know. It's just I can understand why they do it because well, they were saying that they wanted to do it when they released Pirate. Way back when. As the sort of fifth class, because well they noticed that after they brought Pirate out you know well they didn't really make any money off it, but then when they brought out I think it was Aaron that was next or something like that, whatever followed, or maybe it was no it was Cygnus Knights after that followed. It didn't have the same cash shop, therefore people had to buy the NX again, and Nexon started making money, or whoever was in charge at that time. It's so long ago that I can't really remember. And ever since then, they've had their own cash shop. So if any of you didn't know why they do that, that's basically why they do that, because they just want to make a certain percentage off each class that they bring out. I think it's pretty poor of them, because really, if they want to support the people that are playing, you'd really focus on. Can I get level E? Yeah, I know Nexon's a business before it, before anything else, but I still wouldn't mind seeing, a little bit of what the, just, well, even if they made like some items able to be moved over, like if you've got a permanent pet, like move a pink bean over, but then like make it that you shouldn't be allowed to move like hat, face, top, bottom, shoes, but then move something like pet equips and pet over, and that they'd still make some sort of money. But I know there's no real compromise for Nexon to do, and they're not going to change their policy just because we're upset or I'm upset about it. Tristan and I are sort of the same, where we can't play without our character having an X. Like I can train something like this, but then I might end up changing the hair or something like that, because this haircut is really ugly. I would definitely change it. But yeah, the first 10 levels weren't too bad. I don't know how long this video is going to be, and this lag is just getting worse and worse. But yeah, it's the speed passive skill is pretty cool. The accuracy's improved, and the having the higher and lower crit, whatever it is. Let's just put something. What was that? I think you'll be able to max everything, because there's another 10 levels, so that's 30 skill points, and 9 into there. Almost. Yeah, 20% crit and 10% low crit. That's pretty good. Okay, let's go to the next map. That's the one thing I love training in this area. There's good maps to move to with reasonably high, well, good leveled stuff. The reason why I'm not using HS right now, like I've got a couple of bishops that I could use of my own, but using it at this level, it's kind of pointless. You'd spend more time moving it in and out of the party just to get HS for another, what, well, I guess it could be 25, but really I'm only training briefly. I'm not training for very long, so I can't see the point in moving it. Ooh, scroll. Bellocan. DBG. Yeah. But I will be using HS later on. Like, well, probably in the later 20s I might start using it. I'll definitely use it 30 plus, because it does come in handy in like things like CDs and things like that. But I'm sure there's a faster way of training, but this is the way I just tend to train. Like every time I make a character, I go through Nautilus, going through all the basic, pigs through to squids or whatever it is. And then from 30 to like 34, I do the Mushroom Castle. Well, not really to get the medal anymore because I get the Brute Squad one for having a level 200. But yeah, I just like it because it's a good place to train. The spear and helmet, Papes or whatever they are, a good EXP. You get some good EXP for collecting a small amount of drops, and then I depending on what level my character is, I do finish the theme dungeon or I don't, and then from there I go straight on to CDs, train there till about 45 to 50. Then I move on to scarecrows, and then I move on to jesters, and then probably, well, what I did with my white knight was I went to jesters until I think it was 80. Then I went with my white knight to MP3 till 90. Then I went to aliens, and that's where I've stayed, and it's 118 at the moment. So it is pretty quick training, especially with having 2x cards back. I will find some time to stop off and get some NX, probably on Sunday, to do some intensive training like that. That's really when I plan to, buckle down and get the large amount of levels out of the way. I'll probably make a few episodes out of that, because this one will probably end up being 30 minutes or so, I hope. I'm sorry if it's not that interesting to begin with. There's not really much I can speculate about the class. I haven't really looked at the skills. Like, I did have a quick browse over them when it was put up in a Skype call, and I just browsed through, and Andy and I were talking about it, and we were basically saying, it looks a lot like, well, what the Corsair is going to be. It's got the similar. It's got rapid fire, the revamp version. I think it's got a similar bullseye skill. It's getting a ultimate that's, I think it's like Nautilus ship, I'm not sure. And yeah, I don't know, it's exclusive. It just seems more like a copy, to be honest. A copy with a little background, a little backstory. But I'm interested to see what happens with the whole his sidekick or whatever, to see what they do with that, like whether they make it, because I really did like the Resistance storyline, how you kept fighting the Black Wings, or whatever they were called, and you fought the guy who nearly killed you at the start, for the second job advancement, and then you go and kill something else for third, and then you go and save your job instructor for fourth. I thought that was really interesting. If it just, oh, I'm sure Nexon will just make it job advance straight away. You won't really have to do anything. Thinking back to what Mercedes and Cannoneer and Demon Slayer are all like. You really didn't have to do much, just level and bang. You got it. But that's probably what'll end up happening. No spoilers, please. I saw that in the Alliance. There's a, I think when I checked it about an hour ago, there was a 154 Jett that I think who is playing. So there's probably a lot of people out there who know what happens and everything. Don't spoil it for me, and don't spoil it for others who are watching the videos, who haven't played it yet and are watching it here to see how everything goes. Because really, I don't know. I like experiencing, well, especially a character that fits the sort of gameplay that I'm used to. I like experiencing it all. But I'm sure there is someone who's gonna post and ruin it all. But oh well, let that be. But I think I might just get another level and a half, just looking at the time. I'm just conscious of how long this video will take to render, because people will be wondering where it is and everything, so I might set it to go while I sleep, and then when I get up for work, just set it to upload, and off I go. But yeah, it's a holy shit! I didn't realize so many skill points. It would probably be good to train with tornado uppercut as well. I don't know. I just think double shot's pretty quick at killing everything. Like these mobs aren't like that close together. You just normally just mow down all of them. Haven't really used any pots either, but I guess. Yeah. Oh well. Wow, that lag. And I'm pretty sure this is Maple, not my internet, because my internet, well, doesn't really lag like this. I'm sure there's a few glitches that they need to weed out. I'm not sure if I want to leave my character logged in or not, because the game will probably go down or it'll probably just DC. But yeah, I did get my equip that I was talking about. 30 weapon attack, 19% dex, well 15% dex, 4% all stat. Courtesy of Yarn, thank you for that. Yeah, it's a nice equip. I haven't really tested it out anywhere because I think I paid him last night before the game went down, or no, the night before. Yeah, and yeah, I haven't gone to Zach on it or anything like that. But when I did buff up, I think I had like 100k range or 104k range, something like that. And then with Pirates Revenge and everything, I had like 120. So that was good. But that was with decent skills like Advanced Bless as well. So minus the attack that it gives you there, I don't think it gives you that much attack anyway. But I'll see what my range is like. I'll post an equip video soon. And D3, maybe not. Haven't really decided. Yeah, if I get caught up doing this stuff. No, I like this skill better. It really is a combination of a buck and a Sare, to be honest. Alright. Yeah, the reason why, well, some of you may be thinking, why don't you push this to 200? You got the Demon Slayer to 200 and everything. Well, back then I wasn't working. I was on like the long break over summer in Australia. I had a lot of time. I did 4 200s in that time. Well, I did limitings just as I was going on to that long break, and then I did low fat, and then I did resettings, and then I finished off with ILU. But yeah, I just had heaps and heaps and heaps of time on my hands, and I just don't have that time anymore. Like I will be able to get this thing to 120 easily, because training like that, especially with 2x cards, is pretty easy. But beyond that, nah, I don't think I'll do anything. So yeah, like it would be nice to have a level 200 of this, just so I could move equips onto it every once in a while and go screw around on it. But I really don't have the time. Like it'd take me a while to get it to 200, to be honest. So yeah, it is disappointing, but you know, with the pirate revamp supposedly coming near the end of summer, that'll be something exciting to do as well. So, and that's the thing that I've really been waiting for. So hopefully that does come. The paladin, or the white knight, I'd like to get a few extra levels on that, just so because it does give off a pretty decent attack buff. I wish there was a character transfer to switch accounts, because then I'd just move my level 200 paladin that's on a different account over here. That'd be a piece of cake. But yeah, it was I don't know. I guess the fate of these accounts were kind of decided way back when I got my pig bean pet, because I got that on this account that I was playing as a bishop, because I was back when ultimates didn't have a cooldown or anything like that. I wanted to make a bishop so I could leech up a character, so I didn't have to train it like that. And then I got the pink bean pet, and then I wanted to go back to that the other account, because I was making the paladin, and yeah, I kept making characters on that account, and I was waiting for the NX trading system where you could trade equips, but that never came. And then I decided to make the Corsair, so I made it on that bishop account, because I had another bishop that I could use, and then I could use the pink bean pet. So that's really what separated those two accounts. So I really wish I'd just made everything on one, but yeah, I didn't really think it through. That's all I'm gonna do. But I'll be out with the next video, probably in the next day or so, just when I get time to train. Just tell me if you guys think they should be shorter or longer, or if you want it to be, sort of sped up. Just so, it's not watching. I'm probably not going to do every single level, I might just do the highlights. But yeah, see you guys later.